everyone. Good morning. Oh, what was that? Who was that? Hold on. I got to give the dogs a little treat here. All right. Okay. All right. It's time to cricket. Hi, everyone. I got to check the chat because I didn't do that part. I'm getting better at this. I wouldn't say I'm getting good at it, but I'm getting better. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Loretta and Christine and Leslie and Eileen. And there's someone parked outside of my house. So the dogs are barking even more. So that'll make some people extremely upset. Oh, well, who cares? All right, let's see what we can do here. So, hi, everybody. It is all right. It's okay. It's okay. We'll wait. I feel like a school teacher. We'll wait. So today is the start of a worldwide celebration known as the Lunar New Year. It's actually a conglomerate of holidays or celebrations that spans the world. 56 ethnic groups celebrate a Lunar New Year, and it's based, as the name is as the name shows, lunar, based on the moon and how many moons come in a certain period. And there are there's a whole calendar, the lunar calendar. There's a whole calendar, and I was reading about it just before we came on. It's called the lunisolar calendar. We use, most of the world uses something called the Gregorian calendar. I love history of calendars. I just think it's such an interesting thing about how our predecessors, how the ancient ones came up with calendars, and it was really based on agriculture. And the names are all, they all have such wonderful, interesting histories, but that's kind of a story for another day. This is about the new year. So the Lunar New Year starts on February 1st, which is today. And the time before the Lunar New Year, the first, like the week or two before, I just love this idea. I wish I could do it myself, but you spend the time cleaning your home, sweeping and cleaning top to bottom, because during the new year, which runs for 2 weeks, you are not to clean in your house, because in doing so, you might sweep away all the good luck that's coming to you in the year. Isn't that lovely? I just love that idea. You don't want to sweep away all the good luck. And part of the a celebration of the Lunar New Year is these envelopes. They're red envelopes. They obviously have a name. I don't know how to pronounce it, but these are some really beautiful red envelopes that have been added. I am so glad they've been added this year. I have been doing my own little red envelopes with those chocolate coins forever with my Cricut, but they're smaller. And so I was really glad to see these come to Design Space, and which is where we're going to go today. Now, today we are going to be going over some of these envelopes, and we're going to focus on the foiling. Although I did do some of these cutouts. I did these two cutouts just to kind of show you, if you're not interested in foiling, excuse me, if you're not interested in foiling, then you could do these. Or if you're not interested in these envelopes at all, think of outside the box and think of, at Christmas time when you might give tips to people, like, say, your mail person or your UPS driver, or I don't know, your hairdresser. You could use these envelopes. They're perfectly shaped for currency. And, you can tell that they're the right size for currency. So if you're just not into the Lunar New Year and this project, don't turn me off, because you might be able to think outside the box and use it for some other reason. And that's always a good idea. And that's what creativity is all about: taking an idea, something you see, and sort of putting it to use in your world. So that is what we're going to do today, which is so it's Tuesday. So Tuesday we're doing this. Tomorrow we are going back to the joy, and we are going to make some non-insert cards, Valentine's cards. So we're not going to use that insert. We are going to use a tiny bit of adhesive, but we're going to use that sticker paper that we all maybe have purchased, whether it's for the Maker 3 or the Explore 3, or also their sticker paper for the Joy. Originally, it was for the Joy. And I'm going to show you how to make cards that don't have the inserts in them. So they don't have a backing on the inside as we're used to. So you're going to want to stick around for that tomorrow. And then on Friday, as I've mentioned, so tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday is still up in the air. I've got a Valentine's Day project that I want to do, but I've got several different ideas and I'm still trying to work it out. But and then on Friday, we are going to explore Miss Mandy, designed by Miss Mandy, Mandee. You can look her up on the internet at Designs by Miss Mandy. And we're going to do one of her designs, but she has a ton of really interesting designs. They're 3D. She does mostly 3D, which is kind of up my alley. And I know a lot of people like to do 3D around here. So she has some big ones, including buses and steamboats and hotels. And I mean, really just so lovely 3D structures. And you're going to want to check it out. We're going to be working on a box shadow card, a shadow box card that she developed for Valentine's Day. And that's on Friday. We don't have a class on Saturday, but I'm coming at you with my friends Wendy and Pasquale at Create and Escape, which is in downtown Peabody, in the square, Peabody Square. We're going to go downtown on Sunday at 10 o'clock, and we are going to be learning how to paint with a stencil. And the stencil is created from vinyl, like our Cricut adhesive vinyl. And we're going to paint on that round wooden sign. It's a Valentine's Day sign. Such a cool item. And if you want to learn how, definitely tune in on Sunday morning. Okay. Let's see. There are a couple of things I wanted to mention before we get started. One is we just got news yesterday. And I will tell you, I did hear about this vaguely. I remember hearing about this, but it went live yesterday on in the Joy app. There is a way now that you can customize the inside and outside of your Joy insert cards. Now, I did play around with it last night for a little while, but it does take a few things that if you are interested in doing that. Yesterday, remember, it was kind of coincidentally, we did the sentiments inside the cards, and I showed you how I do it. Well, this will be a way for you to do it within the Joy app. I showed you how I do it in the Design Space app. But and this may or may not be easier for you. I don't know because I haven't really played around with it, but I'm going to check that out, and I just wanted to tell you guys about that, okay? And that's it for me for oh wait, no, I want to talk a little tiny bit about prizes. So February starts today, and have a short month. February is always a short month. We're going to be giving away 5 more Cricut Bright Pad Go. I'm going to set that up so that I'm hoping if I set that up tomorrow, then I'm hoping that we are going to be able to do a giveaway on Sunday, the first of 5 giveaways on Sunday for the Cricut Bright Pad Go. So if you didn't win one last month, we're going to be doing a giveaway like we did last month, where you put your name in. You can put it in once or every day, but you're going to put your name in and win, hopefully win one of 5 $100 retail value Cricut Bright Pad Go. The other giveaway that we're going to be doing, it will be separate, is a Cutie giveaway. I have to go through my Cutie inventory and see what I have duplicates of. And from those duplicates, I will be doing a giveaway. And maybe we'll do it like we did last time, which is on Instagram, to get more people to follow me on Instagram, or maybe even TikTok, because now I do have a few followers on TikTok. If you've never done TikTok, it's really fun. And it's actually kind of like an abbreviated version of Instagram. So if you just want to watch like 15 seconds to a minute video and see somebody doing something fun with me, I'm using my Cricut and showing you things that are coming up. So it might be a fun thing for us to do that way. So anyway, yay. Hi, Cindy. So welcome to all of my friends. Let's talk these envelopes, and we're going to talk extensively about foiling and also some other options that may be available. So these are the red envelopes that are customary to give to, usually to service people, but also to kids, young people, people without children. I have a friend, Angie, who celebrates the Lunar New Year, and she said because she doesn't have children yet, because she's recently married, because she doesn't have children yet. They are still entitled to their envelopes. I guess it's a big deal, and I don't know how much money goes in there, but it's probably similar to a tooth fairy type of thing, where some people might get a small amount and then others might get a big amount. But it's just such a cute little it's a really cute little way of celebrating the new year. And I wanted to show you how to put these together. Now, as I mentioned, I've been making these but smaller. They would like fit like a $50 type of thing, and I was putting chocolate coins in. I used to give these to Owen's classmates, and they're just really, really cute. I'm not sure if I have that file, if I can give you that file, but these are all brand new files. And to get here, let me just go into my canvas, because I'm going to save this. The thing that I noticed about this is I'm unable to sort of reverse engineer this one. Isn't that beautiful? The lunar, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got this beautiful drawing on it, and it's just awesome. So anyway, so let's go to new, and we'll start with our clean slate. So in this case, you remember those, Cindy? Yeah, in this case, we are going to go over here on the left hand side. Normally when we start, we go to images, or maybe we might go to shapes or text, but in this case we're going to go here to projects. Okay, so when you go to projects, this shows. Now we are on the desktop app. If you were on the iPad or the iOS, as it's called, um app, let's see, I want to just show you that because it is slightly different. So we would go open it up, you see here, and it would automatically give you um all of these images. Now, one thing to be so that you can understand is that my iPad is set for Joy. So when I go here, and I want to see projects that are for the larger machines, which these ones are. Now, I have to change my machine. The reason why that is not because of the foiling, because the Joy does do foiling, but it's because of the scoring. So this is important to remember for tomorrow when we do our project, because we're going to actually venture into the other projects that aren't shown immediately from Joy. Okay. And so this is just something to be aware of. So again, there's like, I don't know, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, like a dozen different envelopes, and we're going to pick actually the most detailed one. And I did do this tiger. I did it, let's see, I'm going to do this dragon because I did do this tiger, and I also tried several different things with it. I wanted to use pens instead of foil, so I want to show you how to do that. I also wanted to try it with because the scoring, I wanted to try it with my scoring stylus. I'm going to show you a trick about that. So we'll go to and we'll click on this. This is the Lunar New Year Dragon envelope, okay? And what you'll see here is this is called a detail page, and it tells you the materials you're going to need. So in here, you're going to need some foil transfer sheets and some red cardstock. Now, what I found out about these envelopes is it's best to use 8.5 by 11-inch paper because you can only fit one on a 12 by 12-inch mat because of the size. And you can't really change the size unless you're going to fold your money. And from what I understand, the money inside has to be nice, crisp, clean bills. So you don't want to change the size of this. If that doesn't matter to you and you want to save paper, you could certainly change it. But I decided to opt for 8.5 by 11-inch paper instead. Note here also that it does require the use of either a scoring wheel or the stylus, and then I will talk about that. Okay. So when we open it up, instead of hitting make it, which will jump straight to the mats, okay, we're going to hit customize. So when we hit customize, we're going to see our really pretty dragon envelope. And it takes a little while. I'm going to make it bigger so you can kind of see, but all right. So this is a beautiful red dragon envelope, and it has foiling here. It also has you can see this square around it that is the scoring, and then also the cutting to cut out the actual envelope. Now, what I wanted to talk about here is how you could change this out if you didn't want to do foiling. So if you didn't want to do foiling, instead you wanted to do a pen, and I will show you what that looks like, because I had some success with the pens, but I wasn't really impressed. So I think I'm going to stick with foiling for this project. But I just want to show you, if you want to change this out, over here are the layers, and it shows all three of the actions. So here, this says bold foil. This one says score, and this one says basic cut. So in this case, if I wanted to change the foil to a pen, I would click on just that layer, just that part of the layer. Okay. And then I'm going to come over here to operation, and I can change the operation. It is a drop down box. So I can go ahead and use that drop down box. And instead of foil, which is set for foil bold, we're going to change it to pen. And when we do that, it does change it to a black pen, but you can change it to gold if you want to. All you need to do is find it in the little square here where you go to glitter gel, or you go to gel pens, or even markers. Now I did do something in marker, and it came out okay, but I think the marker is a little thick. It might not be for this design, but for the tiger one was a little thick. I did do the glitter gel and also the black pen, and I'll show you the differences there. But for this case, we're not going to do that. Let's go back and change it. Go to operation. We're going to choose foil. And remember, you have three choices here: fine, medium, and bold. This happens to be bold. Okay. Now for the scoring, because I have a maker that I'm working on, it's automatically going to tell me at the end that we need to use the scoring wheel. But I don't often like to use my scoring wheel because it requires taking the scoring, the cutting housing out and putting in, and I'm lazy, I guess. So I want to show you how, if you're going to use a scoring stylus, you can make the score a lot deeper, because a lot of the complaints that come around the scoring stylus is that it's not deep enough. So if you want to do that, if you want to use a scoring stylus and either not use the scoring wheel, or if you even have an explore, this is a fun little trick. We're going to go over here to where it says score. You see that? And we're actually going to duplicate, which is right above here. Duplicate that. Now you'll see that another score, there it is. There's our score square, right? Another score square has come in. And what we're going to do is make sure we move it so that it's exactly over the other one. Okay. And what it will do is it will make that score nice and deep or dark. Okay. Then we have to select this whole thing and hit attach. Okay. Now we're ready to go ahead and do our envelope. It's a pretty simple procedure, but I'm going to walk you through all of the foiling. So let's go ahead and hit make it. Okay. Now, this is trick number one that I like to do with scoring. I'm sorry, with foiling. I am a very like linear thinker person. So what I like to do is actually turn these things around so that I can look at my mat and see exactly where this is going to go. But also the scoring is going to help me too, but I just like to do it upside down. For me, putting something in the middle of the mat kind of gets a little bit like difficult for me in my brain. So this is the trick that I do. Then I hit continue. And you have to choose, because it has a foil. So we're going to choose medium cardstock. When you're using foil, there are only certain materials that you can use. As you can see, you can do vellum, cardstock, craft board. We're going to do medium cardstock because I'm using a Michaels brand. It's like 65-pound red that I got from Michaels. So here's what I was talking about. There's my single scoring wheel clamp, but in clamp B. I don't want that. So I'm going to hit edit tools, and I'm going to choose scoring stylus, and I'm going to hit apply. Okay. Now, when I do that, it changes it. So if you have an Explore, you don't have to do that step because Explorers don't take that scoring wheel. I just have to tell you that if you have a maker and you want to use the stylus. Okay. So we're going to put the stylus, which looks like this. It looks kind of like a pen that doesn't have ink on the end. And we're going to put it into clamp A. I'm going to move you down. And we're going to put it into clamp A. This is clamp A. This is clamp B. Okay. B is where the foiling clamp is going to go. Now, I want to do something before. So this is trick number 2, where the first part is going to be, the scoring part. But before we do that, I'm going to actually take out my blade and housing, and I'm going to put in my foiling. Now don't worry, because this isn't going to get engaged until step 2. Okay. Now I need a mat. Here's a nice clean mat, and I'm going to get my red cardstock, which I am going to put nice up here in the top left hand corner, and I'll press it down. Okay. So you can't see my screen, but my screen is saying to load these tools ahead of time as well. But I think sometimes people forget. So, okay, here is my red cardstock. Again, that's Michael 65 pound, 8.5 by 11-inch red. And then I've got my scoring stylus and I've got my foiling in there. But I don't have my foil on here. That's because it's going to do the scoring first. Okay. So let's go ahead and hit that flashing button and let it do the scoring. And it's going to do double scoring, remember, because we added that extra score line. Let's let that go. Meanwhile, while we're doing that, I just want to point out that the foiling comes with 3 tips. So I put the bold one in, which has 3 lines on the end of the tip. But here is the fine, which has the 1 line, and this is the medium, which has the 2 line. For the Joy, there is only 1. Okay, but for the other machines, there are 3. Okay, so the scoring is done. And see how my carriage is all the way up in here. First of all, you can move your carriage like this, but I find it's a bit inelegant. So that's why I put that in there before. So, but you can move it. Don't feel like that's gonna mess things up. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but I can actually feel where the scoring is, has already happened. And so that's going to be for me to use as a guide of where to put my foil. So today I'm going to use these. This is the 4x6 transfer sheets for foil. And this is in gold. However, if you have the 12x12 sheets, you can also use it. Okay, so there's the 12x12. What I found though is I had to cut these up. So I did find the 4x6 would actually fit right inside of my card, or inside of where the foiling is going to happen. So I'm going to take out 1 piece of foil. Now be very careful with these. They're very, very thin. All right. And do not get them stuck on your mat, because the mat will lift off the foil. Okay. Also in this package is these things. They're tapes, little tiny tapes. Okay. And there's plenty of them. And do be sure to keep your foil inside of this box. It's most useful. It's really hard to store them otherwise. Okay. So we're going to take our foil, and it is the foil side up, and we're going to place it, make sure it's within this square that is the scoring. Okay. Now, this is a little bit difficult to do. It's so much easier to do with the joy, but it's still doable. What we're going to do is take the tapes and we are going to, pardon my reach, we're going to start to tape down these in all four edges, okay? So you don't have to make it super taut, but you do need to try to keep it as flat as possible. And you definitely need all four sides covered, because if this lifts during the process, it does cause a problem. So better safe than sorry, right? And so you see, I'm putting these tape down. By the way, the tape is reusable. I often store it on the side, but the foil is not reusable because it gets, I mean, unless you want to like cut out bits, you could certainly do that. Okay, now we're all set to start foiling. So we're going to just simply hit this button and it's going to start. And it starts off a little bit slow. And you're thinking, did I do everything right? But you did, don't worry. And so this is the Cricut version of foiling. Now there are other manufacturers that have foiling. One has like a heating element. This is not a heating element, okay? This is more of a transfer or like a pressure element, and that's why we keep the foil up, this upside. The other one, I believe you turn it upside down. And then, as I mentioned, the tips which come up and down, just like when cutting, it will go and press onto that foil and create that foil sort of marking. Okay. And if you didn't want to use the foiling, or for whatever reason you're just not that impressed with the foiling, but I gotta say, isn't that beautiful? I mean, so pretty. It does take a little while for the machine to go through this. And here it is again with this tiger, and I did the tiger twice. Now, if you didn't want to do the foiling, you could opt to do a pen. So these are the pens that I did. This one was in the black pen. It's not very traditional, but it's certainly much easier to see. This is the 1.0. So this is the marker, medium tip marker in gold. I think it looks a little muted. It might work well with the dragon, but in this, it kind of makes the tiger look a little muted. The lines aren't bad, but the tiger seems a little muted. So then I went on and tried two other pens. This is the glitter gold gel pen. That's what looks like this. This is the 0.8 gel tip in glitter gold, and it came out okay. I think this is probably the best one if you were going to say use a pen instead of the foiling, but you can see the difference. It's markedly different. Let's show both of them up next to each other. So in this case, the foiling really looks beautiful. And then, believe it or not, this was kind of an error, but I did this is foil in bold, but this was actually foil fine, right? And it didn't come out very well at all. So I was a little bit perplexed about that. And I don't know if I maybe just had an error or something. So that one's just kind of cruddy. And I just thought I'd show you. So see, I wrote on the back, this is bold. So the 3 tips. This is the glitter gel pan, 0.8. And this is the medium foiling. I think that the foiling is best on this particular one. Let's see how it goes with the dragon. I think doing this one here with a pen would come out just not well at all. This really shows how beautiful that that foiling is, doesn't it? So there are those. And also, just might as well show you these. If you didn't want to deal with pens or foiling at all, there are still like 3 or 4 things that you can do for these envelopes that are just cutouts. And here's this one with the cutesy tiger, and then this one with the fancy tiger. This is the year of the tiger, and that's what these represent. Okay, so that's all that is all the different options that are available. Let's see on our screen what's going on. It says that we've got 65% of this is done. And you see how when it's moving, it is sort of moving that paper, that thin foil paper. So that's why we have to tape it down in all 4 places. Don't cheap out on that, okay? Thinking, oh, I don't have enough tape. The tapes are reusable. They're not paper tape. It's plastic tape. It won't rip, and they are reusable. I've used them like probably 4 times, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay. And what else is there to know? Cutting these sheets is really a difficult procedure. So I kind of like the fact that this fits on the 4 by 6 inch sheets. The 4 by 6 inch sheets work out great for the joy as well. Now, normally, I'm kind of that person that would say, oh, you could cut it down, you get more out of it, which is originally what I thought. But then I started cutting them down, and it's kind of a pain. So I decided, you know what? No, I'm just going to stick with the 4 by 6, and it does work for the joy cards, but it also works for, in this case, you see it worked for this. Now, if I had a huge project, I would use the 12 by 12 because I wouldn't have to cut it down. But the foil is just so thin and flimsy that it will drive you absolutely nuts, especially because if you get it anywhere near the mat, it leaves like a gold trace on your mat, and it renders that 12 by 12 sheet sort of impossible to work with. It's a mess. So there you go. So let's see what else we got. It's almost done transferring, and then we have one more step that we're going to do. We're going to actually take out the transfer tip or the transfer tool and put in our cutting blade. And then we also at the same time need to take off the tape and foil because we don't want the cutting blade to try to go through that causes a problem. So we do that all without removing the mat from the machine, and I actually do it using one of these, which is just, it's used, if you like a lot of vinyl, this is good for vinyl. Yeah, so it's almost done. As you see, it's now at 100%, and it's pushing out the mat. And on the screen, it will tell me to take out this, which I'm going to do. So I'm going to open this up, take this out. Okay, put this back in, and make sure that you're putting it in so that it's all the way down. So almost like this neck part is pushed on there. Okay, close that up, and then take your weeding tool and just gently lift up that tape like this. All right. I mean, not as beautiful as that other one, but here you go. This is what you get left. And you see, you can't reuse this because it's already been done, but you can reuse the tape. So I just simply take the tape off and stick it to the side of my desk. And then I just throw away this foil. Okay. So I do that. I've replaced my blade. Don't forget, it's a 2-step process. And then I hit the blinking C again. I'm looking at it and it looks okay, but I don't really like the bold. I really like the fine stuff better, but oh well, it's like, I don't know. it almost makes me want to think about like duplicating, like we did with the scoring, duplicating the foiling, but I don't know if that would really work. I think I'm going to stick with most of the fine fine points. So here we go. There's our envelope. It is upside down. So this is what it looks like, and we're just going to remove it from our mat. Be careful here. So move it from my mat, and let me show you how to put it together. All right, so here are all these little pieces that I don't need. You can use glue or you can use tape. I'm using this. This is double-sided tape. Okay, so it has a white cover on it here, and then it's sticky on both sides when you remove that tape. First thing first, you're going to want to go ahead and fold at all of the score lines. Now you got to be careful here because a lot of these have the score line and then right here the foil line, which is the reason why I doubled up, because that foil line could want to sort of fold in instead of the score line. So that's why I did the double up. Okay, so there's 4 score lines. Just make it nice and sharp there. And then we've got these 2 parts of our envelope. I'm going to take some double stick. This is 1/4 inch. I got it at Amazon. I got like, I don't know, a dozen rolls. And that was like $10. And I can put the link to it in the description after the video, okay? So I'm just going to put a little bit more here, just a little piece, okay? So then we are going to take our weeding tool, see, not just for weeding, and we're going to lift up, make sure that it's really on there well, and lift up that. Sometimes if you do that, it doesn't take up just the top part. Sometimes it like goes all the way through the gluey part. So just be careful of that, okay? And then we're simply going to fold these in. You can do it this way and press down. And there you have this absolutely adorable envelope, red envelope. See in the back it has this little sort of thumb tab or thumb cutout. So the idea is that it doesn't need any adhesive, and I'm making a mess of it, but this is how it's supposed to go. So again, this was the bold. Let's have a look at the fine point. This was my first attempt at bold. Yuck. So we're going to throw that one away. This is this is the medium in foiling, and this is the fine in foiling. So there's fine, medium, bold. So you can see the difference there. I think this one's the most beautiful, but you know, it probably has to do with what your brain thinks. And then also, if you don't want to do the pen, if you don't want to do the foiling, here are the pen options that I chose. Where's the one that has, I don't know where it's gone off. Oh, right here. Here's with the 1.0 inch marker. I think would actually look pretty good with the dragon, but not so good with this. Here is the kind of untraditional, but definitely you can make it out as a tiger in the pan version. And then this one was the glitter gel in gold that kind of looks okay. But all in all, I do think that this foiling business is really clever. I just would pick and choose and do some experiments like I did. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. And in fact, I'm going to take it to the nail salon today and put my tip in there for my manicurist, because I need my nails done badly. So I'm going to go do the manicurist. I'm going to put, because she is from Vietnam, so she celebrates the Lunar New Year. And then also, here are the cutout ones that that you could also do. So that's it for me for today. Okay. And I will be back tomorrow at the same time to show you some non-insert card Valentine's, but we're going to use insert cards. We're going to use a package of insert cards. So we need the actual folded part and then the insert, but we also need some sticker paper, the smart paper sticker card stock that probably we have and we purchased. We're going to use that as well. So thank you everybody for coming. And you have a wonderful day. I hope you get some crafting in, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye.